people, welcome to another dumb idea. So what are we doing today? Well, we're going to try and beat D2 using only Wirt's leg. I'm going to go the Barbarian, and we're going to see how we go. Now, I've actually thought about this challenge a little bit, which is a little bit rare. Normally, I just jump into these things and just wing it and see what happens. I've been thinking about this one, and I have some tricks up my sleeve. So, there's a few things that people probably don't realize you can do with what I'm going to do with this challenge. So, keep watching. Maybe you'll learn something. Hopefully. Anyway, enough of that. Let's kick this off. So we're going to call this guy... call him Wirt's Revenge. Alright, so we're going to lay some ground rules. I can use any weapon up until I get Wirt's leg. And as soon as I grab Wirt's leg is the only weapon that I can use from that point till the end of the game. I cannot cheat. I cannot just run the game and then go back and get Wirt's leg. I have to do quests in order. So, because I have to do the quests in order, that means I'm going to be getting Wirt's leg relatively quickly. Like I said, I do have some tricks up my sleeve, so there's going to be a lot of farming involved in this. I'm not going to give away the tricks at the start here. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, let's get this show on the road. Welcome to the first part of the plan. So the first part of the plan is this. I have been running through the maps, and I'm currently up to Black Marsh. I've basically been covering every part of these maps, looking for some certain things. So the one thing that I was looking for was a super chest, which is next to the waypoint. I'm currently level 8. I have put the players count on players 8. And right now we have a super chest next to the waypoint. And I'm going to be doing this basically over and over, looking for this exact thing. I'm going to be looking for charms. I'm going to be looking for jewels. I'm going to be looking for gems. Anything that I can find which is going to help me in the long run. So I'm looking for damage on the charms, and in particular, I'm looking for rubies and sapphires, but we'll get to that part soon. Yes. It's one off the list. Okay, so now I've got a ruby drop, but I haven't got a sapphire drop. But because I have a ruby, I'm going to start doing a secondary run. So instead of just going to the Black Marsh, I'm going to be going to the Dark Wood as well. Because while I was running around and completely exploring these maps, I was also looking for a waypoint that was near shrines. And the shrine that I am looking for is the Gem Shrine. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be upgrading my ruby and my sapphire to a perfect ruby and a perfect sapphire. So when I come through and I do my Black Marsh run like this, I will then run back to the waypoint and then go to Dark Wood, and I go Health Shrine, Stamina Shrine, Armor Shrine. Now I do my next run, and I will continue doing that until my gems are upgraded. So I started doubling up the run, and I'm also checking the Bloodmoor shrines, and I have found a gem shrine. So this is my first one. I'm going to be upgrading my ruby first. There we have already a Lord Ruby. So this is going to be the quickest way for me to get perfect gems. Alright, and easy as that, we've got ourselves a perfect ruby. I just need to do that process again with the chip sapphire that I have. Right, I'm finally done. So I have run that until I have a perfect sapphire, I have a perfect ruby, and I have upgraded some random jewels here to being normal quality. I will show you what I'm going to do with that very soon. But for now, I have everything that I need, so it's time to go get the leg. Right, so I'm in Tristram. I'm about to run up and grab the leg. The leg can roll with no sockets or up to 3. I've got the one that has no sockets. Okay, so that's unfortunate. I actually want one with 3 sockets, so I can put some gems in it for the time being, so I can do some damage. So I'm just going to throw that on the ground, and I'm going to do this a few times until I find a leg that has 3 sockets. Alright, I've run this over and over and over and over, and I haven't found a Wirt's leg yet with even a single socket. I'm not 100% certain what's going on. I'm not going to keep doing this over and over, because it seems fishy to me that I haven't got a single socket, let alone where this should roll up to 3. So I'm just going to ignore it for now, and I'm going to just have to push through the rest of normal difficulty with an unsocketed leg. And once I hit Act 2 and can get the Heraldric Cube, I was going to have to go back to an unsocketed one anyway, because we're going to start doing some cool stuff. So for now, we're just going to have to push through with an unsocketed leg. The next part of the plan is we are going to be running tower over and over and over. Luckily, I have a map which is actually quite close to the waypoint, and I also passed this super chest on the way. So I'm going to be popping the super chest on the way, just looking for, once again, jewels, gems, charms. Immediately, I need a Tal-Eth for stealth, and I also need a Tia and a Nephru. So they are the must-haves before I can do anything else. I could probably get by with just those 4, but we'll see how we go. Right, we're approaching Countess for our first of many runs, so we're going to see how we go here on our first run. Ralrune, one of the ones we don't actually need. Right, I've got everything that I need for now, so I'm just going to run over to Chassis and buy a 2-socket armor for our stealth. So we'll come over here and we'll grab a 2-socket armor, and we will make ourselves a stealth. So the next quest on the agenda that we need to do is we need to go and grab the Malice for Chassis. So we're going to run down there and get that Malice quickly. Alright, so quickly, we're just going to talk about Wirt's Leg. And Wirt's Leg is one of the stranger items in Diablo 2. So what it is a weapon that's classified as a club, which means when I am putting my masteries in, if I'm using the Mace Mastery here, I am getting the benefit of this on Wirt's Leg. As I stated before, it is one of those weapons that can spawn with 0 up to 3 sockets, but it is not able to have a rune word built inside of it. If my memory serves me correctly, in earliest versions of the game, you were actually able to make rune words out of Wirt's Leg, but you cannot do that anymore. But what you can do is you can take it over here to Chassis, so we get 42 enhanced damage, we get 12 max damage, 85 attack rating, some life stolen per hit, and a little bit of strength. It's not awful. Some IAS would have been nice, and the strength is pretty low, but the max damage and attack rating is good. The ED doesn't really matter because it's putting 40% of nothing is nothing, so like the ED doesn't really matter, but the max damage and attack rating is okay. That brings us to a total of 13 to 92 on our bash and 9 to 73 on our normal attack. That is basically where this weapon will stay for the entire duration now, and I need to find other forms of damage, which is kind of why I was looking for jewels, so that I could find jewels with ED or flat damage or something like that that I could put into shields and helmets and things like that to try and pump up some damage from other sources. Also why I was looking for charms, because I'm looking for damage charms to get extra damage as well. We do have an opportunity when we hit Act 5 to throw a socket in this and grab some more damage as well, but obviously that means that this needs to carry us from Act 1 to Act 5. Alright, so I sort of just ran past everything. I tried to avoid killing things on the way down. I just sort of made a run for it. So we're gonna try our luck on Andy. Alright, the easy one's down. So, only gonna get harder from here, but that was very easy. Just running through the Talrash's tomb on the way to Duriel, and I thought I would show you just how we are currently performing with Wirt's Leg. So, as you can see, we're still doing okay. I have gained a few levels and have now switched from Bash to Concentrate. So I'm using Concentrate now instead of Bash. And I haven't really come across any major hurdles at this stage. Alright, so we're obviously going down into Duriel now. But just like that, we have beaten Duriel now with Wirt's leg. So early on in this, when I was doing my setup, I ran some gem shrines so that I could upgrade to a perfect ruby early. I was going to do this earlier than I currently am doing it, but the reason I was doing that was to make some blood gloves early in the game. I was originally going to do this in Act 2, but I just didn't have a need to do it. So I only have one perfect ruby, so I only really get one shot at this. So let's hope that we get a good roll here. We do get a good roll. The problem is the required level is level 35, which is 11 levels higher than I am. So it's not ideal. I really wanted that crushing blow for Mephisto, Diablo, and Bale. And I don't know whether I'm going to get to level 35 before I fight them. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's probably not going to happen. So that's a real shame. I've been slowly working my way through Act 3 on Players 1, and I've just finished killing Council. They didn't prove too much of an issue. I just drew them out one at a time, and while they were on their own, they weren't too dangerous. So now I'm going to work my way through Durance and slowly get to Mephisto and see how we go. Alright, so defying all odds, we've got down to Durance, and I've got a Lightning Enchanted Conviction Council member. So I'm having a little bit of an issue, but we're just going to tank for a minute and just see if we can take him. Okay, the worst is over. Say before I hit Mephisto. Alright, let's go smack some meth. How hard can he be? Ah. Who needs the crushing blow? Destroying him. Was worried for nothing. Ah, piece of cake. Okay, it's possible I got carried away. Our damage has definitely fallen off. This battle has been going for a while. It was a horrible decision. Oh! Stop! No! No, 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 no! Now that we're getting to a point where the damage is starting to fall off, it's time for my next trick. So, we're going to head back to Act 1. Now, I make no promises that this is actually going to make our damage better or our build better, but unlike the Imbue quest, where we can only do that once, as long as we have the required materials, we can do this basically over and over and over. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to drop Wirt's leg on the ground, because as far as this is concerned now, Wirt's leg has not been picked up by me. So if I go out to the Stony Field and I run down to Tristram, I will be able to get another leg. Alright, so I've just went and grabbed a Wirt's leg, and it turns out I got one with 3 sockets, so I have no idea what was happening earlier. It was obviously just some terrible RNG over and over, but now I have one with 3 sockets, which would have helped me in the early game, because I could have put some chip gems in there for some damage, but for now, what we are going to do is we are going to make a magical Wirt's leg. It only gives me 69 to attack rating, but the magic part isn't what I want. I want to use this perfect sapphire that I ran in the very early game. So I'm going to be using that. I'm going to be using a tier rune, and I'm going to be using a jewel. And we are going to be crafting this like it is a club. And now we have a Wirt's leg that gives us 95 enhanced damage, a 60 to attack rating, hit causes monster to flee 25, and attacker takes damage of 6. So we took a gamble on trying to get something better, and we didn't get it, but we can do this again. Hopefully when I run Forge, I will get a perfect sapphire and a perfect ruby so that I can do some more crafting. That is what I would like. So it's a bit unfortunate that time, but there you go. You can craft with Wirt's leg, which a lot of people also did not know. So now I have a magical Wirt's leg and I have a crafted Wirt's leg, both in the same game. But for now, we still need to stick with this one. I potentially could run Wirt's leg over and over to get another 3 socket and put some gems in. With this 10 to 16 fire that I have on a Flawless Ruby and a 8 to 12 and another 8 to 12, I could probably just throw all of this in and put fire damage on Wirt's leg. Fire damage is not great for Act 4, so that is probably going to be viable for me into Act 5. But in terms of doing that in Act 4, I don't really have any gems apart from the rubies which I could put in, which would be better than what I have. So for now, I think we need to push through Act 4 with what we have. But once we hit Act 5, like I said, we can socket this at Larzak, and then we can use this and also throw a ruby in it. So we have options for later on. We're approaching Forge, so we're going to see how we go. Oh, we got Conviction. Keep freezing him, Ellie. Come on. It's actually surprising how easy this is. Right. Emerald, Emerald, Flawless Sapphire. Okay, so if we find a gem shrine, we can upgrade our Flawless Sapphire to a perfect, and we can have another crack with Wirt's leg. We didn't get any rubies, so we can't do any crafting straight away. But we do have another Flawless Ruby there. So if we get a gem shrine, we can do some more crafting. Rose! The first shrine in Chaos Sanctuary, and it's a gem shrine. Ah, what are the chances? What are we going to do here? Do we try our luck at trying to get a better weapon? Or do we try and just craft some crushing blow that we can actually use? I feel like trying to, like, as cool as crafting is, I feel like the chances of crafting a really godly weapon is probably pretty slim. So I might stick with the gloves and try and get some crushing blow on the gloves. I think I'm going to upgrade the ruby. And there it is. All right, we've got our gloves. And this is my only other Neph rune, and it's actually the only jewel that I have. I was going to save this and try and put it in like a shield or a helmet or something, but 4 max damage is not a whole lot, so considering it's the only one I've got, I feel like their crushing blow is going to be better. Here we go. Oh, they're so good. They're so good. 10 IAS. Bonus to attack rating, the 10 crushing blow, life. Oh, what level are we now? What level are we now? We're still level 24. Level 24 has been dragging. Nearly level 25, but 9 levels. I'm not going to get 9 levels. I mean, I could probably run Eldritch and Shank. But that's a lot of levels. Rough, rough, rough. Ooh. Hey. Wow. That was intense. Right, so I have just finished running up to Shank. So Shank is dead, which means we can add some sockets to Wirt's leg. So we're going to run over here and we're going to add some sockets to old Wirt's leg here. Sell that first. So we'll add some sockets here. Just like that. And we get our socketed Wirt's rare leg. I don't actually have I was going to put a ruby in this. I don't actually have a perfect ruby. And I don't fancy running maps to upgrade one of these. But I do have a few RALs. So that's giving 5 to 30. So I might just put a RAL in. We are currently looking like this with our damage. So we are at 19 to 158 on our concentration at the moment. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. I have worked my way to the Ancients and we're going to see how we go here. I am currently level 26 and Ellie, our trusty merc, is level 22. Oof. I am going to try and see how I go here with this, but if Ellie dies and I'm struggling, I'm going to swap her out for an Act 3 mercenary so that I can get the enchant procs. The enchant will give me attack rating and damage. I can't get a might mercenary in normal difficulty. You can only get Defiance, Prayer, and Blessed Aim, and there's no point getting a Blessed Aim when... Yeah, okay, she's died almost instantly. And what have I done? Yeah, all right. I'm gonna swap out. I'm gonna swap her out for an enchant mercenary, and we'll try that again. All right, so I'm back with Scorch. I just jumped out to Frigid, and I already have the enchant on, so that's brought me up to 35 to 185 on our concentrate. So we're gonna try that again with old Scorch here. Try and keep him alive for a little bit. You're a mage. Attack from over there. Well, it's a slow kill, but I think we'll be able to do this relatively easy because I don't seem to be really putting too much damage on me. And the fact that the Merc is still alive is actually impressive. One down. Alright, cool. I'm not even going to entertain killing Lister and his cronies. I'm just going to lead him out the door, just like that. All right, everything has been leading to this: trying to kill Bale with Wirt's leg. Oh, don't fail me now, Wirt. Alright, we've passed the L. His class is old clone. I'm out of potions, so I'm just going to have a quick break. If we just give this a second, the clone will disappear. Make it easier. So close, but I'm nearly out of potions. And we've done it. Just like that, we've defeated D2 using Wirt's leg. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.